Hey there, Terry Levine here, and I've probably heard this before and I really want this to sink in. I learned this many, many moons ago from Jay Abraham, who was the first person who taught this to me. And he was talking about the three ways, only three ways, that you can grow a business. And one of them is to increase the amount of clients, the other is to increase the average amount spent per client family member, and the other is to increase the frequency that somebody makes purchases. Now, I want to take a look at these three steps in a bit of detail because when I'm working with my client family members, when they manipulate any of these just a little bit, they have exponential results. Imagine if you worked on all three, right? Let's first talk about increasing the amount of client family members. And this is what the majority of coaches and consultants and other entrepreneurs seem to focus on. And they think that's the lifeblood of their business. And so every single day, what they do is they hunt to bring in more client family members. And, there's good news about that because there's thousands and thousands of prospects for your business. However, there's only a few ways that really work to bring in client family members. There really are. Certainly one is ads, which I do not recommend. I don't like spending money. I like making money. The second is direct mail. Yeah, I'm talking about mail, snail mail, something that comes in mail, believe it or not, still works. The third is word of mouth referrals, direct referrals, not hoping that somebody refers, actually intentionally having a referral system. The fourth is doing some type of a conversation. I'm not talking about a sales conversation. I'm not talking about a demo session, a complimentary session, a discovery call. All of those are sales pitches in disguise. I'm talking about a deep dive breakthrough session. The next is giving some kind of a talk, whether it's a webinar, a Facebook Live, an in-person presentation, whatever it may be. The sixth is publicity, PR, and the seventh is plain old just talking to people. How about that? Now let's talk about increasing the average fee per client family member. And in my experience, this is one of the growth factors that coaches and consultants do not pay enough attention to. Just by raising your fees slightly, you can dramatically, and I mean dramatically, increase the profitability of your business. Do you want to know why? Okay, here's why. Whether you charge $300 for whatever, let's just say an hour, or $400 for an hour, if you are providing the same exact service, both of those take the same amount of time, money, and energy from you, right? From you. And I know that many people are afraid to raise their prices. However, in most cases, that's completely unfounded. In fact, raising your prices adds to a higher perceived value. And my client family members who do this and who follow this, they're killing it. And I do mean killing it. As strange as it might sound, now obviously you're going to make more money. You may actually get more client family members. Why? Higher price in people's brains equates with higher quality. So when you have a lower price, you get people who are less committed and less serious about the service that you provide. Listen, when I started in this business 31 years ago, I charged like nothing, right? And then as I started to realize that I was providing so much value, I doubled what I was asking people to invest. And then I doubled that, and I doubled that, and I doubled that. So literally within a year, I went from $250 per hour, that's what we charged way back then, to $1,500 per hour within 1 year. And I had waiting lists of people nonstop. When other coaches and consultants were running around charging low fees, they couldn't find clients, and I had this massive waiting list of clients. Now, I had to also level up my service, and I had to level up my own personal expertise, right? Which I wanted to do anyway. And people are very comfortable investing a higher price. So you need to increase whatever your fees are right now. You need to increase them immediately. Raise them slowly. Don't get crazy. Raise them slowly. You'll increase your profits. You'll increase your perceived value. It's all about impact, influence, and income. And you will also minimize the turnover that you have of people leaving. Let's talk about the third one, increasing the frequency. The frequency of how many times a client has repeat purchases from you, okay? Now, this can be a very slight improvement. However, it has just made dramatic differences on my client family members' bottom line. So how do you do that? Well, it could be that the person needs to have more visits or more sessions, or that they need something else that goes with your program, or they need to have an additional product or an additional service. Certainly my client family members have back-end products, and if people are very satisfied, they have other products and services that their client family members can benefit from. Not just giving something for the sake of giving it, or here, go buy this. Really, that it will make a difference. The products and services that you recommend your client family members are high quality and help them even deeper and further. So you can use these 3 methods that I just share with you literally to double your business, all right? Now you're just going to play with these 3 variables and you're going to see what you can do. So let's just be very, very conservative and let's make a few assumptions here. Let's say that, I don't know, you're billing $100,000 per year in your business, and you're keeping $50,000 of that. That goes in your pocket after expenses, right? And we are going to just increase these 3 variables just 20%. That's very manageable. Would you agree? That's ridiculously manageable. So let's look at the numbers. Increasing the patients or clients or client family members by 20% would increase your yearly billings by $20,000. By increasing your average fee by 20%, right? Because we're also doing that, would also bring in another $20,000. That's $40,000. And by increasing the frequency of repeat buying from your client family members by 20% would increase by another $20,000. So when you add that up, you have an additional $60,000 per year. However, I really want to share with you, so I'm excited about this, where the magic happens. You know, we just did some math, and I'm going to actually use a real client family member. So she was at $100,000 roughly, and so she went to $120,000, and that's based on new client family members coming to her. We changed her fee, so that $120,000 that then with the 20% increase in fees actually equaled $144,000, and that $144,000 with increased frequency of purchase took her business to $172,800. She started at $100,000. She's almost at $200,000 just working with me on these 3 variables. That's it. So I remember hearing a math teacher say this to me years ago: the whole is greater than the sum, right? And it really is here, because as you start adding all of these things up, you can see she has a newly found $72,800 in profits. So here's the bottom line. Increasing the amount of new client family members, increasing your fee, and increasing how often a client family member purchases, you literally can double your business without changing your overhead at all. Okay, which of these 3 are you going to implement? Put down 1, 2, or 3, just in the order I taught them. 1, 2, or 3. I want to see. Go for it.